Hello friends, my name is Renuka and today we are making some Valentine Day cards, and all of these cards I use the Spellbinders December monthly kit. Like it is having the clear stamp and die, the large die, the small die, and the embossing folder. This is like all of them I use to create these kind of cards, and I will not show you that exactly how I die cut the stuff, but we will jump directly to the process to create these beautiful cards. I'm very happy the output, how they come, and I just want to use these dies very differently. So these are the dies, and I already die cut out this big heart shaped card. I just put this die like this, and little bit space I left so that I will get a folded card. And then I just decided to add the green color, parrot green color, to this black color background. Now these heart shape, they're going to create the heart shape like this, so make sure whenever you are putting them you have the another die also, so that they're going to match really beautifully together. And then I will put all these flowers. So it's just like you have to cut layers and layers of cardstock, and then you can put them together. Here I decided first that I will create the same two cards with this is very vibrant colors, and another with the like tone on tone. You can see that olive green and maroon and red color, but then I dropped that idea. Why I want to show the same color, same things two times? So then I just put all these card shapes, like flower shapes, together on that card front. And here I'm using the recollection cardstock. It is 65 lb, so it is not that thick. So yeah, but still it goes very well. I mostly use this unless and until I want like really sturdy and super hard, which I want to shape up the die shape, then I only use that. So I'm just putting all the things here together rather than making a shape in a only one color. I choose the orange, pink, orange, yellow, and little bit of red there. Then I decided to add the whole thing on that black flip heart shape card back, and I just use this liquid Barely Arts liquid glue, and then I'm trying to open it, and then I'm just kind of first line it up, and then I decided to add this white cardstock inside to write some kind of message with it. And then whatever is peeking out, I will just snip off that thing with the scissors. So I have this heart shape stitch dies in my stash. It's kind of nesting dies. And then I use this Zig Clean color markers, watercolor base markers, to add those colors to those leaves. So what happened when you have this flat color thing, when you add color, that caught more interest and eye-catchy things. I can use dark shade cardstock, then I will do something else, or I will add little bit of distress inks to enhance those die cuts, but these are very small, so rather than adding the distress ink to those tiny leaves, I decided to add these colors. And then I add all the oranges and little bit of red all around just to enhance it little bit. And then I'm not much blending here because I decided to use Vinkazilla pen on it, so they're gonna dilute little bit and they're gonna give little bit of shimmer all around on them. And you don't have to be perfect for this thing. After drying, it will look good. Sometimes I'll desperately I like to put them little bit offset from the background die, so it kind of create a little bit shadow there, and then it gives more 3D effect. So these two I forgot, then I just put them back. And then I decided that I'll use the shimmery insides, and then I was like, no, I will not use that. And then I just color a little bit. So most of the times I use orange and yellows and red in this card. And then here I'm just giving the options. If you have like tone and tone look on your card, like all the whites and grays, you can use those love words on it. If you have a very hodgepodge thing and you want still to put the big words, you can put them in the shiny cardstock like this. And now my card is not standing, so I decided to add one layer on black on back side so that it can stand nicely. So first of all I thought that I will put this card like just this, but you can see. So then I thought many thanks should be put with a white color or something like that, and then I finally decided that I'll put whole card on this another card base, which is the craft, and have little bit dotted embossing. And this way this is kind of little bit muted. I'm using the grids of the my glass mat to line up that card, and then I use this with love word die, which is also in the kit, and it is like scripty writing on it, but you can see whatever you put on this, it's gonna lose. So I decided to add a volume piece, a heart shape volume piece, and then I put all the 2 words on that. I use a white watercolor paper to decorate out these words, and then I'm just using the liquid glue. Nowadays it's the only thing I use, and I just put all of the glue behind those words so it will not peek through, and then I just put, so now you can see that the card is also a little bit muted. It's nice, still we can see all the work. So let's move to the next one. So for this, first of all I decided that why not take the card and swipe the ink cubes on it, and it will give the gorgeous beautiful effect for the quick cards. And I was like, okay, I can do that also. But then I decided that I will go to the each part, like the each flower and the petal and the leaves, to color it with the watercolor marker. You can use directly watercolors on this, and there are lots of, you can see that embossing lines which gonna help you to stay in line as well as to, you know, make those shapes really nice. So here I use the blending pen, Zig blending pen. If you don't have this, you can use the watercolor pen. That gonna also work very well with this. And then I'm adding more highlights with a darker shade. So I'm not doing very crazy watercoloring here. It's a very simple, I can't say it's a basic also. It is very simple, anyone can do it. And then you can see those embossing lines. Now there are like 2 things I want to show you here. You can pop this out and color those part, or you can just put them inside the cardstock and color it. So if the images are very small, I suggest you put them inside and then color it. But if you want like this, in this leaf we have that pattern that inside there is a niche, you want to put and go through color that, then you should pop up the things, cause that gonna give a little bit different effect. Here you can't see that much, but in real life it is. And other thing is like that, how much time you want to spend on a one card. Like if you have more time and you are really want to give it to the special one, and you are ready to spend that much time on that card, then you can go ahead and do all the detailing. Otherwise you can do like fast forward method trick. I'm doing it, so still it gonna look nice, you can see that. And here I'm choosing a little bit different color palette. So here I'm adding 2-3 colors. I'm not using yellow this time. I'm using red, green and pink and sky blue and shades of blue. You can do tone and untone look, and you can color all these flowers in a one color also, but these are different flowers, so it's kind of a bouquet of flowers. So I decided to go with the different colors. Then here I'm using a little lighter shade of green, and each time I try to use like different markers or different, sometimes I use the same whatever on my desk. So I'm just giving more dimension to the petals. Like I told you, like it's a never ending process. You can add more and more details by going spending more time on it. Yeah, so after adding this darker shade of the green, little bit on those, I'm kind of happy with it. And then other for the next one, we have 2 of these, so you can color these kind of 2 and put them on the white card, and you can create the same card which we create first, or you can do the white card base with the embossing folder and put these on the A5 like 5x7 cardstock. card base, and you will do that also. Here I will put that image inside. When the small images are there, you can do this technique, but I'm using the same colors. Just I want to show you that how that color gonna saturate. And if you're doing with the real watercolors, you can see, because it is more flowy and watery, so your watercolor gonna sit down on those niches and on those parts where the die cuts are. And yeah, but yeah, I'm doing this, and then I will add just the colors, and then I'm just putting them like more subtle way. I'm just doing this process very fast. I'm not much concerned about the things, and then I will just add those inside circles of the flowers afterwards. So after this, I'm gonna pop all the stuff. Before that, I didn't do that thing here, but if you want a different kind of distress kind of the loose watercolor kind of effect, then what you're gonna do, you can spread shimmery water spray from little bit far, like 10 inches or 1 feet far, and that gonna mix those colors, and that will also give a different kind of effect. Or you can die cut out this same on the panel and put it them there, add another card piece in the back, so they're gonna stay there. They will just kind of getting an impression of that, and then you can put that shimmery color, and that color gonna spread all around with and without the heart. So this is that embossing folder I'm talking about. And then first of all, I decided that I will do the whole card with this watercolor paper, and then I changed my idea. Yeah, so here I'm using the Fossil Ombre Distress ink. I gonna spread some of the water where the distress ink spray writing holes. So here I'm not using the water spritz of it. It gonna give an even effect, the mist of water. Here I'm using the droplets of the water. And then I'll get two things. First, I took that white heart shape and put it here, and another. So here is another idea that you can put this like in this assembly. You will get this kind of card. You can change a little bit of now here I'm putting that thank you. First of all, I thought I will create this card, and then I put this thank you on it, and it is little clumsy, so I decided to make it more sturdy. I put out two of them. Then I just thought it will look so nice, and then I'm kind of giving this idea that you can put like this, you can put like this, but ultimately I will not do any of it. I will do something else. But yeah, you can do this also, and then you can put those two shapes on that heart also, but I will not do that. So I will create here this kind of card which is kind of layering those bouquets together. So rather than creating a heart shape with that, I'm just giving you the idea of the corner flourishes there, and then I just put that thanks, many thanks there. This is also came in a Spellbinders kits years ago, and one of my favorite dies. I love the two ways. It's like the two scripty writings. One is the scripty and one is the different kind of font together, and all together I totally love this idea. And for this heart shape, we're gonna do something else. So here I'm putting that very vibrant color card base on the back, and then I'm just kind of lining up, and then I'm adding another layer. So here I am jumping from one card to another card in between. So this is the way how I do it. When another is drying, I do the another thing, another card, and I'll show the same process. I will not edit those like back and forth to show you the like the finished product. I will show the process that how I did it. So yeah, then I will add this whole card front into the simple A2 coordination base, and I'll just trim off the excess. I'm very happy with this. I will not stamp anything inside, particularly for all these cards. I didn't decide yet that whom should I give, so it's like that. Okay, then I have this came in the clear stamp and diamond. So some of them I stamp with the VersaFine ink, and some of them I stamp with the black ink, and I heat emboss them in a black, so that you can see the more brighter one are heat emboss, and the subtle one, the like subtle one is in the upper side, is in the black. I'm gonna use all of them. And then I just decide to, I want something like, I will put this flower set here and then I'll do something all around. So I'm just putting here colors. Here I'm using the wild parmesan and the festive berry, and again the fossil ombre, and then I'm just using the Twinkazella pen to add a little bit of creamer, and then I spritz it. So I whenever I spritz it like this, I'll add another heart to get more color out of it, rather than stamping and doing coloring again. And you will not get to go stamping, you will get two beautiful colored stamps here. You can see that how beautiful it is. One is like watercolor, one is like more darker, and then the other. And then I'm just using this brush to put those colors, swapping out and taking that water from it, so it's gonna dry fast. So this is after that drying, I decided that I will use another. So this is the tag die I use, which is from Waffle Flowers, and the embossing folder is same. And then I was like putting those distress oxidings there, and I'll keep it that away for drying, and we will work on this card now. So I had some idea in my mind that I will do like some kind of flourishes in behind, but before that I need some stamps, some sentiments. So here I'm using my small Misty with the Misty grid. I'm lining up all the sentiment stamp which came in it, that, and then I'm gonna stamp them on a one color. Here I choose like the maroon color. I should choose another color. I think I should use the yellow or orange color, that gonna more appropriate, but yeah, I don't know why I choose that at that time. And then I'll stamp them all together at once. So that grid mat, it's really helping me to put them in a straight line. I have really struggled with putting them straight, and sometimes cutting this thing straight, it gonna slip off little bit tilted or something like that. So sometimes I use the banner dies to cut out the sentiment, like here I will use which came in the kit. So these are small acrylic blocks. Most of the times I put my stuff here while I'm working on the one project, cause I love to make different cards from the one set of things, like the one stamp or something like that. Like it just like how much you can create with the one thing. And most of the times I'm not satisfied, because I have more ideas, but I'm not able to put that ideas in the physically on the basis. So sometimes I just told you, sometimes I don't. But yeah, then I decided to add like more green things from that, and so I already cut out this green thing, so you can put like this. You can use the golden one also if you want. And then I was like, no, I will not do like that way, I want something else. So I decided to color it first, so that middle panel gonna pop out more. I choose the same colors which is already on my desk, and I'm just coloring those flowers and those green things around it. And it's nothing shading or something like that, it's very easy. I'm just feeling those things, just adding the colors so that they look more vibrant in that way. Then adding a little bit of green. Now choosing colors is like more thing, like how you're gonna pair them. Now here if you add the dark green color or the olive green color, it's not gonna look that settled down. If you add not a baby pink color, if you add more vibrant color like the magenta color, then it will look little bit more brighter. So these are the things like tone and tone, you can do the shades and effects on this. Then I use this Love You from this crafty dies, and then I just decided to cut it apart to put there. And then I'm not happy that it is not cutting straight, because I already put it dye through from the watercolor paper and put those dyes there, and then I just cut out in the small. Then I decided to add the foam tape behind it, but I didn't add like more foam. I just want to put some spaces there so that I can stuck my greenery or flowers, they are just like peeking through that thing all around. Then I thought, should I put that inside? And then it was like, no, it is not matching, because that heart shape is flipping around. and then after stucking it, I just put those, I decided to put those flowers. Now here's the thing, if you don't want to stuck that before, you can just draw a heart shape, the same heart shape, you can just trace down that heart shape with the pencil, and then you can put your greenery, and then you can stick this on that. But that is not for my thing. Most of the times I just didn't put that perfectly on the spot, so I do the vice versa process. I stick that first and I put little bit of gap everywhere to stuck on those things which I want to stuck. So mostly scrapbookers do this kind of things, but yeah, you can do also. And then I'm just kind of stucking those flourishes and greens all around. And by the way, those longer green stems are from the typewriter die came large month of the kit in the February with the spellbinders. Yeah, I try to stick with only the spellbinder products, and mostly I don't use anything else, but sky is the limit. You can use whatever you have, and you can see that how you can turn out same thing in a different way. I'm just kind of giving you an idea that you can do. If you don't have this heart shaped floral die, you can still stamp some flowers, and you can use your nesting dies from the heart shape or any other shape you have, and you can cut down it, or you can just cut down the heart shape and place there and do that. So here I'm using the pickled raspberry, so you can see the distress oxide gonna give a different effect because it will not blend that much. I really like that, and I will not spritz this, I will just put it like that way. I really like how it catches embossing things, catches the image. Most of the times when I use the distress oxide or distress ink, I prefer to use watercolor paper because it's gonna take more beautifully all the things. And then I want to stamp here. You are always in my mind and kind of stuff. So I'm using the watercolor paper and I will stamp it. Stamp it 2-3 times just to get nice image, and then I will add the same oxides colors in that, and I'm just snip it off extra and making little bit tag on a one side and then on the other side, and just kind of matching that. And then I decided to put the more peacock feather on that, so it will not look like whole white thing, it will look like it's a part of the card. And here now I will put all the things together, but these are like the yellow, red and orange family thing, and those are more going to the purple and bluish family. Still I add the pink color to bound them together, but I decided to add more blue in these things so that all the things combine together. So I'm adding this color here. I'm not filling the whole thing, I'm just leaving little bit of space so it can give the look of kind of 3D dimension. Yeah, and then I just decided to add the colors on these flowers also. So again, I don't want more here, I just want a subtle one. So I use the Winkazella pen, add little bit color, and it's not working. Then I just add little bit of water on my mat, and then glass mat, and just picking that water and just moving little bit color, and it's very subtle. So I don't want it so like it's it's very eye catchy. I don't want it eye catchy. I want everything should be bind together, but still the same time it should be little bit more subtle in that way. And if you are using the watercolor, it's gonna take all that color and all that things. So these are the different ways how you can put your things. So I thought this, you can put this on this vibrant color. You can use the paper which is already matching, you can emboss it. First of all, I thought that we can use the mini slimline card by folding this paper. This is 6x6 paper, and I can put that tag on it and it's gonna look nice. Then yeah, it will look nice. Then I changed my idea. I decided that I will go with the simple white base, and then I fold out down this, but this time I emboss it inwardly. Like now the hearts on the tag goes upwards and heart on the paper goes downwards, so that you will get a more different pattern. In upcoming videos I will show that how can I use those hearts in vertically as well as the like on the vertically as well as landscape way. So then I just decided to put all the things together here. So I have this beautiful organza ribbon, and I have this from, I don't remember, but I do the ribbon embroidery also, which I don't share on the YouTube, but yeah. And I have this color from there, and I just decided that to add those on this tag because it's gonna match beautifully and it's gonna look that nice subtle effect. And then I decided to put whole things without the foam on directly on it, and then I will put the foam back on only this heart to pop up them little bit. So I'm not putting them in a very like similar fashion, like very vertical way. I want little bit tilted, so but still I want to find that balance. So I will put the sentiment to balance it out, so the whole card will not tilt it on one side, it will look balanced. So yeah, I really loved how it turned out. Again, I didn't stamp inside anything, I just kept that away. I add a little bit of glossy accent here and there, and I'll keep it aside for drying. Yeah, but I really loved. You can spritz it if you want. After doing all of it, you can spritz it, and that's also give a different effect. I didn't do that. So then I use this love dye, and I want to pop it out those, and somehow they are not popping out from the watercolor paper. Then I do it again, I put the dyes again, and then I do it the things same one more time, run through my die cut machine. Then I choose this big heart with the flower thing. Here you can use this technique with anything you have. You may have already a big hello die or big love die, anything you have, or you may have one critter, so you can use this technique with anything. Then I try to cut it out this thing, and with the crafty knife, I didn't find my crafty knife. I found this, and still it's not cutting properly. And then I decided that okay, I'll go through one more time with the dies. So I put the dies on it, and then I just go through one more time. So after doing that, I use that distress oxide zinc. So here I'm using one of this like dried mermaid, and another one is pickled raspberry. And so distress oxide having a very chalky effect, so it will not give you a very bright background, and I just want a little bit subtle, and I am not much concerned about how that stamp working here. I'm just putting all around it to create a kind of my own pattern paper with it, and you can see it. And then I will not spritz it, I will just keep it like that. I want it to dry nicely, and then I will use this love word, and I'm gonna color them. So I will color them with the again watercolor marker. You can use anything you have. I choose this 4 shade. You can stick to 3 also. 2 will not look good, 3 will look good. And then I'm just kind of adding them one on another, and first I'll do on the one, and then if I like them I will do on others also. So yeah, so I love them, so I decided to use the same color combination, which is kind of matching to my background also, but it is just a little bit more vibrant than the background. And this is also watercolor paper. We can already pop out that from the watercolor paper, so that's gonna take all the ink without any rubbing the paper. At the same time it will mix very nicely. And after coloring all of it quickly, you can go with any color combination. You can gloss in blues and greens and yellows, whatever you like. Today I stick to this combination more, like a sunshine combination. And then I've spritz a little bit of water, and then decided to stick all of this in the paper. Then I thought I have to make a shaker card, so I decided to cut out that panel, and I'm kind of thinking that pink will look good, yellow will look good. I'm kind of searching for the perfect color this time, and then I decided I'll stick to yellow. And then I create my own card base with the yellow color, and that yellow kind of matching with the yellow color of the love thing. Then I decided to put the acetate behind it, so I just cut it out by eyeballing it and putting little bit paint dot there. And now this I made this mistake that I should put those love word first and then I should stick the acetate, but I didn't do that. And look at that, too much glue. Yeah, I put it back in the bottle. It happens sometimes with me. Sometimes it's clogged, sometimes it's okay. Then I put this acetate, and after putting this acetate, then I realized, oh my god, I didn't put the words yet. I have to put those words first. Then I was like, okay, I can matching it, and I put, okay, I can do that. Then I just remove it and again put the words there. And now this is the thing, if your paper is stuck there, it is not removed like mine was removed. You can go with that card and remove and wash your acetate, but this time I'm lucky enough that I did it very fast, so I'm able to do that. And then I'm kind of putting like, okay, now it will work for me. And then I decided to put the as I told you, I want to make a checker card, so I need a foam tape all around it. So I'm kind of leaving that love word there and putting all around the shakers. I don't want to create a small shaker for each of it like V, E and everything. I'm just putting the whole thing there, and then I just rip off all the stuff. And then I have this shimmery things in red, which is I bought from the Spellbinders itself. Yeah, and then I bought it for the Christmas time. And then I just put all the things there, and then I put the card. Voila! And then I thought, oh my goodness, this card is little bit tilted, it's not up in proper shape. Then I cut it that apart again. Now this is the another trick. So you learn from your mistakes. So I pull out my T-scale, and then I add these lines, and then I cutting out to make it that panel very sturdy and straight. So then I just use my scissors to snip off the excess, and you can see it is really wonky, it's not straight. And this kind of surgery it happened to be, I don't know what happened to this card. There's lots of things happening with this card, but yeah, in the final result I'm happy that it turned out really well. Then I'm snipping off all this extra thing and kind of figuring out, so I'm going little bit of the off camera at the time. But yeah, I just want to make sure that it is very straight and no one can see those pencil marks what I did. And then I have this panel. Yeah, now the panel is good. I put on that O, and now I decided to add this whole panel to 5x7 card. So yeah, so I have already these pre-made 5x7 cards. I'll use that, and I will put these like these things to fill the card. You can skip these things and you can put that love there, but I thought it's a little bit empty. I want something there, so I use the same technique. I add the pink color to balance the colors, because I already add the yellow border and red thing to matching the stuff all around. Then I decided to add this another banner on the downside, and then I'm gonna stick whole panel on the 5x7 card base. So this card base having kind of, you can see that's swirls all around. I really like that. I again put the distress ink, the festive berry and fossilized ombre, which is kind of matching. Then my tape runner is not working, so everything is happening at the same time, but it's okay, it happens sometimes with everyone. And then I put this whole thing on this card base, and finally I made this card. I'm so happy that finally I'm able to make it. And then here and there I'm just adding little bit glossy accent, particularly for that I put lots and lots of glossy accent on the flowers also, and then I keep them for the drying. So these are the cards we made today. I hope you like it, and I'll come with the more ideas. If you want to see particularly something, let me know. I love to read your comments. I love to read the suggestions also. And if you like the cards, please don't forget to comment and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I hope you had a fun and got some inspiration from these cards. So until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye and take care and stay crafty.